Have you ever watched a movie where a man and a woman start as friends and thought, yeah, right, like they're not going to end up together? Or have you ever had a platonic friend and everyone around you assumes you're secretly in love? It's a question as old as time, or at least as old as rom-coms. Can men and women really be just friends? Let's dive into this age-old debate with a conclusion that might just surprise you. 1. The When Harry Met Sally syndrome. Remember that classic line from When Harry Met Sally? Men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way. This movie did a lot for romance comedies, but maybe a disservice to male-female friendships. Real life isn't always a Nora Ephron movie. Sure, attraction can happen, but it's not a given. In fact, many friendships thrive precisely because they're not complicated by romantic feelings. Ooh, the friend zone, not always a twilight zone. The infamous friend zone often gets a bad rep. It's viewed as this border zone space where unrequited lovers languish. But let's flip the script. Being in the friend zone can actually be a blast. You get all the perks of a close relationship, trust, support, inside jokes, without the drama that sometimes accompanies romance. It's like having a teammate in the game of life who's always there to high-five you, with no complicated plays. 3. The science of friendship. It's not rocket science. Studies show that cross-gender friendships can be incredibly beneficial. According to research, these friendships can provide fresh perspectives, especially when it comes to understanding the opposite sex. It's like having a spy in the enemy camp, except there are no enemies, just insights and a lot of, so that's why they do that. 4. The rom-com effect, not your life's script. Hollywood loves the narrative where friends fall in love. It's sweet, it sells, but it's not the blueprint for our lives. Your friendship isn't any less valuable because it doesn't end in a wedding. Sometimes the happily ever after is just two people chilling out, respecting each other, and not being in a romantic relationship. 5. The jealousy factor. Handle with care. Jealousy. The green-eyed monster that can creep into any relationship. It's a valid concern in male-female friendships, especially if one or both have romantic partners. The key? Communication and boundaries. Like any good relationship, it's about trust and understanding. So talk it out, set boundaries, and remember that honesty is the best policy. 6. The what-if scenario. Don't overthink it. It's easy to fall into the what-if trap. What if one of us develops feelings? What if it ruins the friendship? Here's the thing. What-ifs are infinite, and if we lived by them, we'd never step out of the house. Friendships, like any relationship, evolve. Sometimes they grow stronger, sometimes they fade, and that's okay. The key is to enjoy the journey without overthinking every step. And the high school reunion test. Imagine you're at your high school reunion. You bump into your old friend, someone from the opposite sex. You're catching up, laughing, and there's this ease between you. That comfort, that genuine connection, that's the hallmark of true friendship. It's not about gender, it's about the bond you share. If you can have that, who cares what high school stereotypes say? 8. Ditch the stereotypes, embrace the diversity. Society is full of stereotypes about what male and female friendships should look like. It's time to ditch these preconceived notions. Embrace the diversity and richness that comes from having friends of all genders. After all, variety is the spice of life, and who doesn't want a spicier life? 9. The comfort factor, like an old sweatshirt. There's a comfort in platonic friendships that's hard to beat. It's like wearing your favorite old sweatshirt. It may not be flashy, it might even have a few holes, but it's reliable, comfortable, and it always makes you feel good. That's the beauty of a friendship that isn't weighed down by romantic expectations. 10. The bottom line, it's about the person, not the gender. At the end of the day, it's not about whether men and women can be friends. It's about people connecting on a human level. It's about mutual respect, shared interests, and genuine care. If you can find that with someone, regardless of their gender, hold on to it. Because that's the stuff good friendships are made of. So can men and women really be just friends? Absolutely. Like any friendship, it takes work, understanding, and a bit of humor. But the result is a bond that transcends cliches and adds a rich layer to your life story. So go ahead and forget the romance comedies and write your own script, one that includes friendships in all their beautiful forms. And as you make friends with members of the opposite gender, might we ask you a quick question? Do you enjoy watching videos related to dating, relationships, and personal growth? Great. Just go ahead and subscribe now to be sure and get early access to our next video release. You'll be glad you did. We thank you for joining us today, and as we bid you farewell, we remind you that you are absolutely fabulous, and yes, you are loved.